What I'm about to read is a poem I originally wrote for a monologue a few years ago. It's my testimony, and I just felt like I needed to share it. I hope it's a blessing to somebody listening to it. When I look in the mirror, what do I see? Pain looking back at me. I see the scratches, the bruises, lumps, and scars. It's only God's grace that I made it this far. You see, my biological father left before I was even born, leaving me feeling rejected and my mother scorned. That's just the beginning, nowhere near the end. You see, I started being molested by an older female who I thought was a friend. Touch but don't tell was a game we played, but day by day, my innocence was being stripped away. This started happening at the age of 8. I felt like I walked in a prison and someone locked the gate. My mom never noticed that the spark was even gone. She was more focused on my stepfather being drunk and not coming home. I know you're probably saying, why didn't you say anything? Remember, I was a child filled with much guilt and shame. I thought if I spoke, I would get into trouble. So I put my mask on, smiled, and lived my life double. But wait, it didn't stop there. I must have been wearing a magnet or something because it started happening with my peers. 3 boys had me in school with trembling fear. I would sit in the back of the classroom quiet with my eyes full of tears. I was so scared that I peed daily on myself, but no one even noticed it was a silent cry for help. Why does this keep happening to me? I don't believe I deserve this. Every day as a child, these things made me feel worthless. I became a kid that hated life and dealt with reality. Why am I at age 8 battling lust and homosexuality? Then the touching finally stopped around age 10 or 11. You would think I would be happy and feel like I'm in heaven, when in actuality, I was living in hell. Yes, the touching stopped, but the battles of lust were still there. So I started coping by touching in between my thighs to handle the emptiness and void I felt inside. I also became an angry little person, always ready to fight, because I had no hope, no light in sight. I was involved in lesbianism by the age of 13. I felt like a hideous creature, so I isolated myself from my family. They just thought I was being mean. They didn't know the burdens and pain I kept hidden inside. By the time I got to high school, I contemplated on suicide. Then it all stopped when I thought I was in love. I met a boy who was my fix for my pain, he was my drug. Looking back now, I can't believe I would skip school for this fool. But I was lust and drowning in his lust pool. But that all changed when he violated my trust. He cheated, he lied, he raped me. So for that moment, that was the end of us. I told no one, not even my best friend. You see, I was 15 and I wasn't allowed to have any boyfriends. Then I got myself into another relationship before this last one could even end good. He was mid-20s and I was 17, so my confusion I thought he understood. He had just got out of prison and I was all he had. But instead of bringing me happiness, he would just make me sad. He would manipulate, stalk, threaten, and call me 20 times daily. I mean, this dude was crazy, unstable, and shady. He would constantly back me in a corner and get all in my face, mentally and physically invading my private place. You see, another secret I kept hidden. Even though I was 17, boys were still forbidden. My body misused, my heart still troubled. It had been over 9 years and I was still living my life double. I put a smile on and continued to hide the pain I'm feeling inside. Depression, emptiness, and increased feeling for suicide. I stayed with that crazy until my ex wanted me back. I went to him quickly because this guy was a coward and stepping to a man, he wasn't built for that. I know what you're thinking. Why would I go back to the guy that raped me? Because he told me he loved me, and that was something I wasn't feeling lately. So I have forgiven all his wrongdoings. And because of that word love, I stayed and kept pursuing. But it wasn't long before he was back to his old ways again. The cheating, the lying, and my favorite, with baby, she's just a friend. He was a drug dealer, and I found out he was tricking with crackheads. It's only God's grace I caught nothing and didn't wind up dead. Filled with much sorrow, bitterness, hate, and pain. It would be almost 2 years before I let anyone near my heart again. And when I did, this one was different. His love was real. His actions backed up his words, so it was something I could truly feel. But it was too late. I couldn't conceive it. He would tell me he loved me dearly, and I refused to believe it. Hurt people, and I was looking for my revenge. So all the baggage I carried from my battles and others, I was trying to dump on him. I couldn't figure out, what did he see? Damaged goods was the only reflection I could see in me. I was hopeless. I felt my life ending, but little did I know it was just the beginning. My friend brought me to church one day, and I could recall having this feeling like there was something greater in me and could help me if I was willing to let go of the baggage, torment, guilt, and shame. If I would give it all to him, he would take my pain. So I made the decision and dedicated my life to him. I was tired, and the things of my past, I no longer wanted to be affected by them. The more I read about him, the more I was discovering about me. It was like he took my blinded eyes, healed them. Now I was able to see. There was a purpose for my pain, a comeback for my downfall. Where I walked with my head down in shame, I could now proudly stand tall. I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. I was now standing on solid ground, and the things of my past did not defeat me. I'm not pushing you to switch religions. I'm sharing what worked for me. But if you were an inmate locked in a prison cell and you had the key, are you telling me you wouldn't open the gate and let yourself go free? Since I've been free, where I was weak, I am now strong. Where I thought I was ugly, I now see beauty. He replaced my tears of sorrow with tears of joy. Where I once had confusion, I now have clarity. He changed my world of turmoil into a world of peace. And where I once was blind, now I can see.